All right. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ruby, how was your day?
Good. Yours?
It was good, thank you. So Ruby, let's talk about what you like to do for fun. Maybe give the audience some, and maybe introduce yourself, and then just talk about some of your hobbies.
I'm Ruby. I like playing football, soccer, and softball. Basically, any sport and any instrument.
Any instrument? Can you just pick up an instrument and play it well?
Yeah.
What's your favorite to play?
Electric guitar.
And how long have you been playing electric guitar?
Probably since I was 5.
Oh, wow. And you also are like big in the outdoors, is that right too?
Yeah.
Can you give the audience like some of the things you do in the outdoors?
I'll go outside, lay on my trampoline, just look up at the sky, clouds, just look at all the nature around me.
So cool. And what year are you in school?
I'm in 6th grade.
And when were you diagnosed with dyslexia?
Last year.
Last year. And how's that process been?
Good.
Any challenges with having dyslexia that you can share?
Math and like reading, I'll mix up the words half the time.
And have you found strategies that are helpful or accommodations that you've found helpful?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a few of those?
Like if I'm on a computer, I'll use like read write to like read it back to me, or I can just say it and it will type it for me on like a document, or just reading off of some long page that I have to do for school.
Have you found dyslexia at all helpful in some of your endeavors? Like, is it a struggle always?
A little bit helpful.
And maybe shed some light on that. Like, how so?
I get a little more attention from the teachers to help me a little more.
That's always a good thing. One of your tutors describes you as an old soul. How does that make you feel when you hear that?
Good.
Is that true for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think dyslexia helps with music and some of the outdoor stuff, or is that stuff a way to deal with dyslexia, maybe?
Maybe like a way to deal with dyslexia.
It's kind of that outlet. I've found that with running. It's kind of the same thing for me. It's just being out in space. It's just kind of a way to get away from it all. What subjects do you enjoy doing?
I like, for like school, I like doing PE and like art and music.
And you do some artwork too, right?
Yeah.
What do you like? Is drawing, painting? What's your
I like doing some of the self-portraits and drawing, building art and cameras.
and this is, and so you're still kind of being new to advocating for dyslexia and the student panel. How did Shelby take you to Burgerville yet, or did you get not yet? Have you gotten candy? Like what the talking to a lot of the students, it's food. That's usually the draw to the student panel. And you're also an animal person too?
Yeah.
What animals are you drawn to most?
I would say my Dogs.
Dogs. What if you could tell teachers one thing about being dyslexic, what would it be?
Kids need a lot more when they have dyslexia.
Time seems to be the biggest thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Has advocating for yourself, has that been a challenge at all? Or does that come naturally to you?
Kind of natural.
And to you, what does it mean to be part of the student panel? Like having a connection to other students that have dyslexia, how important is that?
I'm not sure.
Still kind of figuring that part out?
Yeah.
That's fair. I've always found that like extra time was really big for me in the classroom. Like if I could have extra time, I could process things, whether it was writing a paper or taking a test. Is that similar to what you're finding as you kind of getting into school?
Yeah, a little bit.
And what assisted technology is best for you? Is it?
I would say my laptop.
That's pretty big. Now, do you use that in class?
Yeah.
Is that a challenge for you to use that in class? Like, do you worry about your peers or is that not a?
Not really.
You are an old soul.
Your class is pretty old.
I love it. That's awesome. What advice for students would you have that are kind of facing dyslexia or maybe just recently diagnosed or, you know?
If you're having a problem with like any paper for school or anything, just go to like your teacher to ask this. I need a little bit more help on this certain thing.
That's good. So if you're just joining us, feel free to drop us a question. We're talking to Ruby. She's telling us her story of how she was just diagnosed with dyslexia last year. She's part of the student panel here at the International Dyslexia Association Oregon branch. She's big into advocating for herself and extra time. Jane Cooper wants you to tell us about motorbiking.
Riding on like the motorcycle.
Yeah, motorcycle.
I go at least most likely, I think once a week at least with my dad to just drive around town to get out of the house and like go ride around for fun because we really love the motorcycles and when we have a chance we'll go instead of home and doing all these extra chores that we don't want to do.
Are you driving or is he driving?
My dad drives.
Your dad drives, okay. How has it been being in online classes? Are you still in school now or where are you?
I'm still in school.
A few more weeks? Or
till the end of June.
Till the end of June. Are you enjoying online school or are you finding challenges with it?
I think it's a little easier to do online school because then we have like a little bit longer breaks before classes. So then I can go lay on the trampoline for a little bit to get my mind ready for a new class.
That's awesome. Yeah, it just kind of gives you more time and ability to get outside. So are your parents working with you at home or are you just going to the tutors? How's that process working?
I do tutoring from home for right now. And my parents my mom helps me because my dad's always busy. My mom will when school's over for the day, I'll show her my homework. My teacher always records our calls. So I'll show the video to my mom so she'll help me out with it a little bit.
Would you have any advice for parents that are working with their students right now? Or even students working with their parents, vice versa?
I would say for the kids to show their parents or have them nearby in a call so they can hear what you're doing so they can help you later on with your homework and stuff.
Makes sense. And is there any challenges working with a parent or has it been pretty smooth?
Pretty smooth.
Yeah. What advice would you have for tutors that are working with students that are dyslexic?
I don't know.
Kind of awkward being with. Maybe, how about, what are some of the positive things you found working with a tutor?
It makes a lot of stuff easier for you to read, so then you don't need as much help, but you still need help. It makes a lot easier for you to read everything, do everything, and then when you're done, you can check in with your parents and stuff and have them look over it.
So good. So if you're just joining, we're talking to Ruby. She diagnosed with dyslexia last year, big into the outdoors, big into music and art, giving advice on how to work with a student with dyslexia here at the International Dyslexia Association Oregon branch. So here's the rule, Ruby, you get the last word of the day. So you get to send a message out to the world. What would you like people to know, whether it's about dyslexia or education?
If you're having trouble with anything, always go to an adult that can help you, and it will always be easier to go to somebody.
Old soul indeed. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on this Monday night. We really appreciate you taking the time, and the advocacy that you're doing for yourself and the way you're going about school is an example for us all, so we appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.